Your neighbor with the chickens is working 10 times harder than the guy with quail and making half the money. True story. The chicken person is buying 50-pound bags of feed every 2 weeks, cleaning a giant coop, dealing with predators, and getting maybe 2 dozen eggs a day that sell for $3 at the farmer's market. The quail person is pulling 100 eggs a day from a setup the size of a closet, selling them for $8 a dozen, and spending maybe 20 minutes on daily care. Same amount of land, completely different results. That's what happens when you know which animals actually work on 1 acre versus which ones everyone just assumes you should get. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you the 7 best animals for small properties, plus 2 bonus animals so unusual you'll think I'm making them up, including one that produces both meat and caviar. Hey everyone, welcome back to Nature and Green Focus. If you're here, you're probably sitting on about an acre trying to figure out how to make it produce food without going broke. I made every mistake when I started. Standard dairy goats that cost me a fortune in fencing, way too many chickens that destroyed my garden, the whole mess. Hit that subscribe button because we're putting out practical homesteading content every week that cuts through the nonsense. Smash that like button so this reaches people before they waste money on the wrong animals. Here's what we're covering. First, the 3 animals everyone recommends that are actually terrible for 1 acre, then my top 7 that are absolute gold, plus 2 bonus animals at the end. Let's get into it. Animals to avoid. Wrong animal 1, standard dairy goats. Confession, my first animals were standard dairy goats. Biggest mistake ever. Nobody tells you that standard goats on 1 acre need professional-grade fencing that costs serious money. 5-foot woven wire with electric on top. Anything less, and they're eating your neighbor's roses. They eat everything. Fruit trees, berry bushes, gardens, gone. And on 1 acre, you can only fit a couple comfortably. That's not enough to make cheese worth the effort. Now, there are goats that work, Nigerian dwarfs, which we'll cover later, but if someone just says get goats without specifying breed, run. Wrong animal 2, too many chickens. Chickens are great, but people get 20, 30, sometimes 50 because more chickens equals more money, right? Wrong. On 1 acre, free-ranging dozens of chickens destroys garden beds. They scratch up mulch, eat seedlings, poop everywhere. Confine them, and you're buying tons of feed, cleaning huge coops, dealing with more eggs than you can legally sell in most states. There are better birds for small spaces. Japanese quail give way more eggs per square foot. The mistake isn't having chickens, it's having too many or having them when other birds would serve better. Wrong animal 3, regular feeder pigs. Someone gets excited about pigs, buys regular feeder pigs, and within 3 weeks, the area looks like a war zone. Regular pigs root. It's in their DNA. They'll turn pasture into a moonscape. But there's a pig breed that grazes like a cow without rooting. The Kunekune pig. Most people have never heard of them. See the pattern? It's about choosing the right type for 1 acre. All right, we've covered what not to do, now the good stuff. But quick, drop a comment telling me what size property you're working with. I want to know who I'm talking to. Top 7 animals. Number 6, Guinea fowl. These originated in West Africa. Romans kept them for pest control. Tick control is huge. Guinea fowl eat thousands of ticks per season. In Lyme disease areas, they're gold. They demolish every garden pest, but unlike chickens, they don't scratch and destroy beds. Those loud calls, that's your security system alerting to predators and strangers. They're semi-wild, roost in trees, forage most of their food, incredibly disease-resistant. The catch, they're loud, so close neighbors might be a problem, and they're not great layers, but for tick control alone, absolutely worth it. Number 5, pigeons for squab production. Before you click away, hear me out. Pigeons have been domesticated for 5,000 years. Romans valued squab as a delicacy. It still is. High-end restaurants pay premium prices. A compact pigeon loft fits in a garage corner. Pigeons reach market weight at 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Compare that to months for chickens. They produce crop milk to feed their young, so babies grow fast without effort from you. They produce year-round for constant income. The catch, you need restaurant connections before starting. Call upscale restaurants, farm-to-table places, but for profit per square foot, criminally underrated. Number 4 is Indian runner ducks. Indian runner ducks originated in Indonesia over 2,000 years ago, bred to herd through rice paddies eating pests while farmers worked. They stand upright like bowling pins. That build makes them perfect for gardens. They're obsessed with slugs and snails, but don't trample plants. They navigate between rows without destroying everything. Runners lay 250 to 300 eggs a year, more than most chickens. Duck eggs sell at premium prices because bakers love them. They're hardy, disease-resistant, entertaining. Between eggs and pest control, runners pay themselves quickly. The catch, they need daily water and they're messy with it, but for garden integration, top tier. Number 4, Japanese quail. Japanese quail, probably the highest ROI animal on this list. First domesticated in Japan in the 12th century for singing competitions. After World War II, quail farming exploded as protein source. The efficiency was undeniable. Dozens fit in the space of a few chickens using stacked systems. They start laying at 6 to 8 weeks. Chickens take months. One hen lays 300 eggs yearly. Quail eggs are gourmet products with real demand at farmers markets and restaurants. Quail reach market weight in 8 weeks, even selling conservatively, solid income from minimal space. The catch, eggs are small, so more packaging work. Check local regulations, but for maximum profit per square foot, unbeatable. Number 3 is a heritage breed most people have never heard of that literally weeds your garden for free. Stay with me because this one's a game changer. Number 3. Cotton patch geese. Cotton patch geese, an American heritage breed developed to weed cotton fields in the South, a bird bred specifically to eat weeds without damaging crops. Developed in the late 1800s, cotton farmers turned them loose in fields. They'd eat grass and weeds but leave cotton alone. Living weeders that provided meat and eggs. Cotton patch geese prefer grass and weeds over vegetables. Let them in garden rows and they weed while leaving crops alone. Unlike most geese needing cool climates, they were bred for southern heat. Mature geese provide substantial meat. They lay large eggs several times chicken egg size. They're protective and alert to predators. If you're spending hours weeding, geese do it free, saving dozens of hours seasonally. The catch? Heritage breed, harder to find, need to locate a breeder, and they can be aggressive during breeding season, but for weed control, perfect. Number 2, Kunekune pigs. Kunekune pigs, originally from New Zealand, brought by whalers in the 1800s. The name means fat and round in Maori. The Maori kept them because they grazed instead of rooted, could be kept near villages without destroying land. By the 1980s, only 50 purebred Kunekune remained. They're gaining popularity now. Kunekune are grazers, not rooters. They eat grass like cows. Short, upturned snouts make deep rooting difficult. Pasture stays intact. Friendliest pigs ever. Docile, easy to handle, great around kids. Smaller than commercial pigs. They get most diet from grazing, cutting feed costs. The meat is well marbled and flavorful. A couple on 1 acre works perfectly. The catch? They grow slowly, over a year to market weight. Initial breeding stock is expensive, but for pork without destroying land, the only way. Number 1. Nigerian dwarf goats. I said goats were a mistake earlier, but Nigerian dwarfs are so different they're basically another animal. They came from West Africa in the 1950s as zoo animals. Breeders noticed they produced milk with incredibly high butterfat despite tiny size. They're about the size of large dogs. 2 need a fraction of an acre. The milk has double or triple the butterfat of standard goats, makes incredible cheese, yogurt, soap. 2 does in lactation produce enough milk for your family plus products to sell. Fresh goat milk, goat cheese, goat milk soap all command premium prices with insane margins. They're browsers eating bushes and weeds. They clear overgrown areas while giving milk. They can be bred year-round. Baby goats sell well. The catch? Good fencing critical. There's a learning curve. Milking, breeding, hoof trimming, healthcare must be learned. But for maximum value from 1 acre, number 1. All right, I promised 2 bonus animals.
One produces meat and caviar. The other was being farmed by the Romans in 49 BC. Here we go. Bonus animals. Bonus number 1, snails. Yes, snail farming. Before you laugh, the Romans were doing this in 49 BC. A Roman nobleman named Fulvius Lipinus created the first organized snail operation, raising them on wine and meal for wealthy Romans. That demand never disappeared. French restaurants, Italian restaurants, gourmet stores all need snails. Thousands can be raised in small areas using vertical racks. One breeding snail produces dozens of offspring yearly. 2 products, snail meat, escargot, commands premium prices. Snail caviar sells for extraordinary prices per ounce. High density per square foot compensates for slow growth. You need buyers before starting. Call French restaurants, specialty distributors. Snails need humidity and moderate temperatures. The catch? It's slow, learning curve for care and processing. But if you nail the market, snail caviar alone can bring significant income from minimal space. Bonus number 2, Muscovy ducks. Muscovy ducks are native to Central and South America. Indigenous peoples domesticated them centuries before Europeans arrived. They valued them primarily for pest control. The meat was bonus. Muscovies are predatory on flies, house flies, stable flies, mosquitoes. They hunt actively. Unlike regular ducks that quack constantly, Muscovies are nearly silent, perfect for close neighbors. Muscovy meat is less fatty than regular duck, tastes more like beef. Market exists especially in Latin American communities. Hens sit on eggs and raise ducklings naturally, no incubator. A small group on 1 acre works great. Fly control alone is worth it with other livestock. Add meat production and natural breeding, solid system. The catch? They fly, so wing clipping needed. Drakes can be aggressive during breeding season, but for pest management with meat, excellent. If I was starting over with 1 acre, here's my approach. First few months, Indian runner ducks for pest control and eggs. Guinea fowl for tick control. Consider Muscovies if flies are an issue. Next phase, Japanese quail for immediate cash flow. Cotton patch geese for garden weeding. Later, Nigerian dwarf goats if you want dairy, or Kunekune pigs for meat without land destruction. Why this order? Ducks and guineas give immediate value with minimal learning curve. Quail creates cash flow while you're learning. Then add complex animals based on your goals. The potential from 1 acre is substantial, not counting pest control value, weed control savings, fertilizer value, or breeding stock sales. You can generate real income. Look, there's no perfect formula. Every situation is different goals, time, markets. But here's what I want you to take away. Stop copying what everyone else does. The Romans farmed snails in 49 BC. The Japanese used ducks in rice paddies for centuries. Southern farmers used geese as living hoes. The Maori kept Kunekune pigs understanding grazing versus rooting. So much wisdom gets lost because we only listen to modern conventional advice. Think about your specific space, time, goals, and local market. Pick animals that maximize your situation. Some of you will go all in on quail for fast cash flow. Some will love Kunekune pigs. Some will farm snails. That's perfect. Informed decisions based on actual information. If this helped you see things differently, smash that like button. Subscribe to Nature and Green Focus for more videos that cut through homesteading nonsense. Hit that notification bell. Drop a comment telling me which animal you're most excited about and why. I read every comment and I'll respond with specific advice for your situation. Thanks for sticking with me. That means you're serious. You're not just watching for entertainment. You're actually going to do this. Go make that 1 acre work. Stop doing what everyone else does. Be strategic. Pick animals that make sense for your specific situation. I'll see you in the next one. Now go raise something awesome.